Hi guys, it's not a sting. I just want a little bit of a chit chat with people. And everybody can make their valid points. Everybody can say what they think. Hi Tom Moore. Hi John Anderson. Let's get the numbers built up a little bit. Hi John Burrows. Hi Maz Solo. Right, okay. So we all see the bullying that goes on within that community. And I say that community because I always say I'm not part of it, okay? Morning Deirdre, if I said it right. Morning Gaynor. Morning Tanya. Right, okay. Everybody's seen all the posts about Sheriff. Blah, 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 blah. I understand, okay, that veterans find it disrespectful for what's happened, okay? And Sheriff has owned his shit and said he's lied about being a veteran or whatever. People will agree with me. People will disagree with me. Okay? Hi, Diane. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Christian. But what happens is people put too much time into finding dirt on somebody and bringing people down than supporting them. Okay? People tell white lies, whatever. I just think that, and if people unfollow me or dislike me for voicing my opinion on the situation, then I'm sorry you feel that way, that you'd have to, unfollow me or whatever. But I have a voice and I have an opinion. Okay, it's wrong what's happened. Hi Tom. It's wrong, but we're missing the point here. Okay, he's not a paedophile. He's been out saving so many children. All these people. I'm getting trolled now because I stuck up for him and I put a comment on a post. All these people that are jumping on it saying I'm disappointed in him. There's disappointment and then there's bullying, okay? And hate and stuff. And there's no need for it. We're supposed to be here to save kids. Don't miss the point on why he's out there catching predators, okay? He's not a paedophile. He hasn't harmed children. All this should have been taken to his inbox if people wanted to go mad at him about it. That's my opinion. I think that the amount of teams and people that have been pushed away from catching paedophiles, the amount of people that have been pushed away from it really upsets me, to be honest, because my heart is in catching paedophiles, okay? That's me. I want to save the world. I wish I could. I can't save the world, but I can have a damn good go at trying. Now, I've just had a call with Sheriff, and he's heartbroken. He feels that he's let his survivors down. Because the survivors that he's spoken to, he has spoke to them from the heart, and he has been there from the heart, What he's done and what he's said is absolutely nothing to do with catching paedophiles. He's good at what he does. He's good at catching paedophiles. His personal life or anybody else's personal life has absolutely nothing to do with catching paedophiles. Some people are saying, the best thing he did was step down. No, it's not, because that's more children at risk. He hasn't put children at risk. He hasn't harmed children. And I think that right now, what he needs is a bit of support. Everybody gets it wrong. Everybody tells little white lies or whatever. Nobody's perfect. Do I believe that she used his position as a hunter to prey on victims? No, absolutely not, because some of the people that he spoke to, that he's lost now, and he's saying, like, I spent hours talking to survivors. I do it from my heart. So anybody that gives time to somebody else is a hero in my eyes, regardless. Because when you give time to somebody, you're giving a portion of your life away that you can never get back. Time that is not money, you're not gaining any money, finances from it, nothing. So therefore, you're doing it from the heart. And if people fall out at me, like I said, if people fall out at me for having my opinion and for sticking up for him, then I'm sorry that you feel that way. You know, people are saying, oh, yeah, but he's done this, he's done that. Okay, he has. He's told a lie. He hasn't hurt a child. He hasn't raped a child. He hasn't done anything to a child. Just don't lose your way on getting involved in all that bullshit. Don't get involved in it. Like I just explained to him, it's a circle. I'm getting trolled right now by an absolute knobhead that don't get a response off me, who's actually put one of my team members, okay, is a pensioner, and she likes to come out with us. So she holds the camera or she drives us, because there's all different ways people can be involved. She's not obviously fit enough to be doing security because she's a pensioner. She's older. But she holds the camera. She likes to come along. She likes to do her bit. And this little pussyhole in that shithouse place has put a picture of her up saying, look at her. I should be in a psychotic ward locked away for a few months. Like, whatever. Honestly. So I say to, like I said to Sheriff today, right? Forget whatever, don't even look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at nothing. Sheriff will be back. I've just said to Sheriff, the worst thing you've done, because he's upset about his survivors, okay? And people that he feels that he's let down. Right. So I said to him, listen, the reason, this is just my point, and if people disagree with me, that's fine. So this is my view in it, okay? As a survivor, if I put trust into somebody, that is a massive thing than the everyday person that isn't a survivor, to put trust in somebody, okay? So to trust in somebody as a survivor is very hard. Very, very hard. So when we trust in somebody, we take that with us in our heart, and you know, it's deep. The only way to describe it is it's deep when you trust somebody as a survivor, okay? So I explained to Sheriff just when he's upset that he's lost survivors and he's lost people that he really respected and he supported and he wanted to be there for. I'll read some of the comments in a minute because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So the reason you've lost them survivors, majority, won't be because of the little lie that you've put out there. To me, it's a little lie. To some people, it's a big lie. We all have different levels, you know, expectations or whatever else, okay? But when you lie, when you just cut a survivor off that has put trust in you and depended on you a little bit and got respect for you, and you just disappear, they feel like you have just dropped them, like they don't belong. They're worthless. So they feel like, wow, I've trusted in this person. They've just disappeared now. It's a bit like as a child growing up. I remember my mum got a partner after my abuse, and I hated him for no reason at all. I spat at him. I hated him. Called him all the horrible names under the sun. I had no reason to hate him. But I had no trust because of all things I've been through. And he sat me down and he said, I promise you, I know you hate me, but I promise you I'm going nowhere. And I burst out crying and said, you'll go like all the rest of them go. Because there was all different men in and out of my life. And I'd been abused. And I put that trust in him and he was there. He was there. But do you know what? He dropped me. And now I hate him. And I had so much respect for that man. I started off with nothing. Then he gained my respect. And then when him and my mum split up after a few years, he disappeared completely. So this is what I've just tried to explain to Sheriff. As a survivor, from my point of view, the reason you've lost survivors is, I don't think all of them, I'm not saying they all, but I don't think all of them is because of the lie. I think it's because you've just gone. And when you've just gone, you've just left them, okay? You haven't let anybody down, but you just disappearing isn't just only letting yourself down, but it's letting survivors down that have put their trust in you. And that's why I wanted to do this live. Not for no people to like me, because I'm going to actually probably lose people now by doing this, because people can say, how can you stick up for him? He lied, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he did. And he's owned his shit and he said he lied, whatever. But you know what? That time that's been took into finding out something absolutely nothing to do with paedophile hunting could have been used to go and find predators. All that effort wasted, bullying, could be used to go and get predators off the streets. Time and energy wasted. Absolutely wasted. You know what? It's not like he's sat back and he's like going, fuck you all, so fucking what? He feels shit. He's sorry about what's happened, you know. But like I said to him just now, honestly, losing these survivors and stuff is mostly down to the fact that they have trusted you with their life and spoke to you about their circumstances, and you've just disappeared. And a lot of people that come to people like us, it took them a lot of time to trust in us or trust in somebody. And when you've got somebody you think, yeah, I can really trust this person, I've got this person to talk to. When you just disappear from them people, they also feel shattered. So actually, Sheriff going hasn't just affected the children, yeah? They haven't just affected the children. What they've affected is survivors. Survivors that have built trust on him and confided in him. Yes, they're going to feel, some of you will feel disappointed. And a lot of you will think it's irrelevant, because it is irrelevant. It's irrelevant to paedophile hunting. If they want to go for him personally in his inbox about it, so be it. But not on a paedophile hunting page. It's got nothing to do with it. And I just think that the more people that stop following, I think the best thing you can do is delete them pages. There's no point in being in drama pages like that. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's disgusting. What if Sheriff had gone and killed himself the other night? Tell me that one. What if he'd gone and killed himself the other night? There's people I can't stand within that community that have had social service involvement and stuff like that. And I said the other day on a live, if them people, and they know who they are, came to me and said, Maria, do you know what, I've been a cunt to you, but thank you for standing up and, you know, outing social services, outing corruption. I don't suppose there's any way you could support me or just help me or I could be a part of it. I'd be like, do you know what, yeah, hands up, yeah, of course. Because we're all meant to be helping each other. That's. Do you know what? It hurts that much. I just want to sit here and bawl my eyes out. Because it is absolutely pointless. It's pointless. It's bullying. If he'd have killed himself, well, the people that put the really bad stuff would have been then subject to a police inquiry. Be mindful. So I'm just reading some of the comments. People need to be mindful when they're on these trolling pages that one day someone will take their life, okay? And then you're going to be investigated for the bullying that caused the death. So just be mindful of when you're putting comments on stuff. What's this? Leto said, a lot of hunters we see come across as strong, powerful, but really they all have their own struggles, just like each and every... Of course they do. There's a reason why we're at where we are doing what we do. Majority of us are survivors. Majority of us have been through horrendous stuff in life. You know? That's why we do what we do. And then you get trolled and bullied and called all sorts. Don't get me wrong, yeah. The only way to describe it is, if you're in the public eye, be prepared to have some kind of shit. Because people are so bored in their own lives that they need to try and drag somebody else down. And sadly, that's what happens. People get so bored in their own life. They're so sad in their own life. Instead of using that bored and sadness or whatever anger they've got, use that frustration positively. I always try and turn my negatives into positives. And like I always say, if I see somebody homeless, just because they're homeless doesn't mean I look down on them or wonder why they're there, or... I'm trying to think of an example. I could have... Okay, here. This is what I say to survivors all the time. The shit I've been through in my life, how I haven't turned to drugs and alcohol and a life of crime, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm glad and I'm very lucky that I didn't, because otherwise what I'd have to do is deal with the demons of my abuse, but I'd also have to deal with being dependent on drugs or alcohol. So I'm very lucky that life didn't take me down that path, you know. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful. But just because life didn't take me down that path, yeah, doesn't mean that I don't have to support people that it has took down that path. Just like people that's never been affected by cancer, yeah, or had anybody in the family, which most people have had somebody in the family that's been lost, yeah. This is just my metaphor to it. It's my explaining. A lot of people don't donate to these charities until they've been affected. But why wait till you've been affected by something like that to help? Why wait till you've been affected by something so cruel to help somebody? You know, why? Why do we have to wait until that happens? I just really, really hope Sheriff may have lied about being in the army, but he is in the army of protecting kids. That's our own army of people. Us a lot of warriors, and not just people that are survivors. I absolutely love when people come forward and say, I've had an amazing childhood. I've never experienced anything bad, but I have empathy for how you survivors feel. That's nice, that is, because They're actually stepping out of their life and their bubble and appreciating other people and realising that actually this goes on. Just because they haven't been affected by it, it goes on, and they share it, and they are aware, and they raise awareness. What's this? What's this? Let's have a look. Teresa James. Somebody sent me a conversation he had with people, etc. I don't know who she was. I don't know if the aim was for me to post it, but I don't do that. Yes, I was annoyed, but he has to have his chance to come back and explain himself and apologise. And he will. And he has actually apologised. But what he's done is apologised and run. And I said this to him today. Don't apologise and run. Don't give people that satisfaction, okay? Apologise and stand your ground and do what you're here to do and what you're good at doing. That's it, you know? And he's going to come back. Of course he's going to come back. There's a message there I want to read, but I don't know where it's gone. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What if his ex took her life after what he did to her? What has that got to do with us? Isn't that personal? I don't condone domestic violence. I've been a victim and a survivor of domestic violence, so let us go there. I don't condone domestic violence in any way. However, that is his personal life. Whatever's happened there, there's two sides to their story. That is their personal life. Not for fucking everybody to gossip about and be interested in. It's got fuck all to do with us. As long as he hasn't raped a child or sexually abused a child in any way, this has nothing to do with us. This is yet another person. There, that comment was pointless and absolute bollocks, because at the end of the day, that has got fuck all to do with anybody other than them that are in that situation. And this is what a lot of people need to get to grips with. I don't care about anybody's personal life. Whatever they do in their own life is their business. That is their personal life. It has a fuck all to do with catching paedophiles that want to rape our kids. That is a private matter. That is their life. That is his own personal life. That shit should not be brought, and anybody else's shit should not be brought into this. And anybody that's commenting and liking all that shit, really like the fucking drama. Get a fucking life. Get a fucking life. Personal business has nothing to do with us. I totally get what he's done is wrong. And I messaged him a few times and said, you know what, you're not even replying to me, I'm deleting you. And then this morning I thought, you know what, I don't know where his head's at right now or what place he's at. Absolutely he's done wrong. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. But should it affect him going out and protecting our kids? Absolutely not. 100%, 110% I agree. It's wrong. But he's owning his shit. And what I said to him today was, what the worst thing he did was run. But you know what? Everybody has their own coping mechanisms, yeah? Fight or flight. And sadly, he has run from it. And I hope that he will come back and do a live and let everybody get out what they need to get out. Let him apologise. That's it. Don't beat a man while he's down. Don't beat anybody. Don't kick anybody when they're down. Nobody's perfect. But personal life needs to stay away from it. Do you know, there's decoys. There's decoys in that community, yeah? There's decoys that have lost their own children through the care system. There's decoys that have been raped, abused, battered, suffer with mental health. Does that mean that they shouldn't be out helping protect kids? They may have lost their kids through no fault of their own, actually, because social services, we all know, are corrupt. Go and Google, YouTube, Carol Woods, a whistleblower. She was asked to alter children's documents to in favour of social services. So it does happen. I understand that some people's children do need taken away, okay? And you're so correct there, Jen Gibson. When they find somebody else to bully, and I'll probably be the next one for sticking up for him, but that's fine. I don't give a fuck. I've got thick skin. I don't care. So, you know, there's people from all walks of life that do what they do, okay? The only thing that should matter is they're protecting kids. They're not noncing kids. So, it's just, I just think, you know, I just think kind words. And yes, if you want answers, that's fine. Probably going to sound a bit of a cuntish here. Do we deserve answers? No, not really. Not really. An explanation would be nice, but do we deserve it? Not really. That's my opinion. Because it's nothing to do with paedophile hunting. Maybe some people will say, oh, you're blinded or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think that we deserve it. It'd be nice for an explanation or an apology. But do we deserve it? No, not at all. It's got nothing to do with catching paedophiles. And some people are saying it. So I read some of the comments. What's that? John Anderson. You don't care what people do or say, so long as they leave children and women alone. And if that's all he lied about, so what does it come to protecting our kids? Is that what people do or could do? Listen, people are on about domestic violence. We don't know what happened in his relationship. Does it have anything to do with us? No, it doesn't. No. It's nothing to do with catching paedophiles. And that's all the point I want to make. Lisa Williams, I know, and I for one miss the support of Sheriff. I still trust him, and he's not outed anyone's personal story of survivors. There you go. There's another good point, Lisa. You're right, Caroline. Nobody should be justifying their personal life. Nobody's here for their personal life. They're here to catch paedophiles. Surely. Let me read this from Trish Reynolds. We don't need answers. He's apologised. It needs leaving in the past and for him to come back and continue doing his amazing work. Spot on. Is the rumours of him being a drug dealer and not having his own security business true or false? Just wondering, not being nasty. Arlene, what's that got to do with us, though? Does it matter? It's none of our business. It's none of our business. I'm not justifying drug dealing or anything else, but what has that got to do with us? That's another point I'm making. It's nothing to do with us. As long as he's catching paedophiles, what has his personal life got to do with us? Nothing. Nothing at all. I'm not interested in what anybody's doing in their personal life. You know, they're all fucking each other within that community. They're all outing each other. They're outing survivors. I think that's a lot worse, to be fair. If two consenting adults are, prepared to go and be with each other and whatever, that's fine. But don't out your sloppy business after it goes sour. You know, if two consenting adults within that community or whatever, or three or four by the looks of it, you know, they all want to out there, they want to out it or whatever, then that's sloppy business. Like, it's just, well, it's a bit like watching a TV show, isn't it, or something. Like I said, I'll probably lose a few people by airing what I think and my opinion and how it is. But there's no love lost for me because I don't do it for numbers or for people to like me. I have my own opinion. I'm going to voice my own opinion. And I'm very sad. I'm very, very sad that we have to lose teams that are out there protecting kids because their own personal life gets put out there. That's all I'm saying. Because we're missing the point what we're losing then. There's another thing, you're right. You know what? Shelley's just put absolutely good point, and I'm glad I noticed Pel Eldred's name, because obviously she's followed me for a long time, so I recognise your name, and I'm glad I did, because then that made me draw to that comment, and it's a very, very good point. What if his ex didn't want her DV story putting out there? It's not letting me read the rest of it. What a valid point. What a valid point. What if she didn't want it putting out there? But nobody cares about that because it's about out in drama, isn't it? Not wondering how it's going to affect the next person, because all this hasn't just affected Sheriff. It's affected, obviously, his ex-partner. It's affected survivors that depend on him, that respect him, that I want to say the word need him, because sometimes survivors need somebody that they can trust. You know? I'll keep going round and round. Whatever anybody does in their personal life has nothing to do with catching paedophiles. The one thing I'd like to see is Sheriff do a live. One live, not back and forwards lives. I'd love to see him just do one live and let everybody ask him questions and say, or let him just say, look, even just say I'm sorry. That's it. I'm sorry for everything, you know. But I'm here to do what I do, and that's it. Helen Lou, the hardest step he will have to do now is to come back out of that door. Once he's done that, he'll feel so much better. Come on, Sheriff, we support you all the way. His personal life is F all to do with anyone else. He's here protecting kids, and that outdoes anything else. Yeah, that's right. Helen Lou, you're right. Brendan Scotland, I have so many survivors in my DM. What if his ex did not want his Facebook story put out there? They're just gone and blown her story in the world. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's exactly it. It has nothing to do with us. And that's all I want to say. It's got absolutely fuck all to do with us. What he's done is, yeah, I understand as well, because I have team members that, you know, have had family in the veterans and stuff like that, and it has upset them because it's a lie that does upset people. Like I said, different things affect people in different ways because different people have morals and expectations of different things, so it will affect them. And I just want Sheriff to just come back and do an apology and get on with what he does best. That's it. Dear, dear. Child Protection Army, get your boots on, Sheriff. Spot on, John Boyle. What's Karen Wakeling saying? I think he needs to do live, but comments turn off just so he can explain, apologise about all the trolls coming on to cut his throat. You're absolutely spot on, Karen. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's it. Ooh. Ooh. Post. Right, and I'm going to leave it there, guys, anyway, because I need to read my post, get ready. I lied on a CV once. There you go. Ugh. Anyway, guys, right, I'm off.